and bienvenue. Welcome. I can't sing the rest. I'll get copyright struck. Struck. Anywho, hi friends. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to do some going back to some of the Reddit relationship advice. And today will be very interesting because we'll have our traditional romantic relationship, but we're also going to have a platonic one. What do you do with friends, right? That is still also another form of relationship. And one I want to start talking about more frequently when it pops up on Reddit. So we're going to talk about those. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we go on this journey together, friends. Look at this. Isn't this cute? I've been a nasty girl. Nasty. I can't sing the rest. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, we're going to start with the regular relationship one. So we have, am I, 31 female, being delusional about my husband's 33 male coworker? 31 female. Okay, her husband's coworker. Gotcha. Husband, a 33-year-old male, and I, 31-year-old female, have been married for a few years and attended his work colleague's 37-year-old female's wedding. She is lovely, and I can see her being a diligent and caring coworker. They're not close, but have known each other for a couple of years. Okay, cool. That makes sense why you're going to their wedding. On arriving at her wedding, she throws herself on my husband and tried to touch his hair and fix his tie. That's a lot for not being close. He was very taken aback and pushed her away politely. Her face and hand visibly dropped when she saw my expression. I suffer no fools. I guess that means you're like, I don't hide my face well. And being a child of a West Indian family, same sis, same. Ooh, sometimes I really try too. I think she had a moment of realization of how inappropriate she was and felt bad. Okay. And look, I can't fault her. My husband is very conventionally handsome, so I'm used to the effect he has on some people. The girl, don't be passive now. That's how people become swooping up your man, your partner. She has just had a baby with her new husband and has been extremely vocal about not wanting to be married. Sadly, her new husband is clearly madly in love with her. And it isn't just us who noticed. Both my husband and I felt uncomfortable at the wedding since with the snide comments / jokes about how not into him she is from their close family and friends. All in all, bizarre. Yeah, yikes. I'll be, ooh, child, I would flee. And they're like, oh yeah, Jonathan, I'm surprised he's, your man even showed up to this wedding because, he doesn't like you. I would die. Hello? Yeah, psych ward, pick me up. That would be me. I think she is clearly unhappy / discontent. But she had a baby with the man. Anyway, and I say that not to say like it doesn't happen, but like it seems like she doesn't like him at all. So why she even entertained him is beyond me. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe she liked him at one point and it fell off. And perhaps she is just a touchy-feely person, except with her man. But am I being delusional that I am getting a weird vibe? I feel she is projecting a lot of her wants onto my husband, and it's just uncomfortable for me to be around. That's very fair, and I think you're probably reading it correctly. He would shut it down if it crosses a line, but he doesn't think anything is inappropriate. He agrees at the wedding she was weirdly overfamiliar, but he feels it isn't a pattern, attributes it to her heightened emotions and projecting her unhappiness too. Okay, so you feel confident that your husband's actually saying like, this was weird. He's like, I promise you this doesn't happen. And hopefully he ain't lying to your face, okay? Recently, she's made it clear she would like us all to be friends outside of work. Ooh, red flag. And to be closer, double date. My husband doesn't want to offend, so he has asked me to give it a shot. Pause here. Just quickly, I was watching a YouTube video today about some red flag relationships, and I can't remember who. I think it's Lena something. She was a country singer, but Brandon Glanville, I think it was her first husband. I don't know if she's been married more than once, but like they were at a double date. But she had the Lena girl. She had her partner. She's like a big country star, if I remember correctly. So like, whoops, sorry that I don't remember your name, girl. Your last name. But she kept like being very flirty with Brandy's partner, and he was like trying to comfort her to make her feel comfortable, but like doing that in front of your partner, like nasty work. And I feel like that's what would happen here. Back to it. My husband doesn't want to offend, so he has asked me to give it a shot. Girl, I say no. I give a hard pass. The cynic in me feels distrust. I know if I refuse, my husband would not pursue it, but I would hate to begrudge him a friend if I'm just jumping to conclusions. Hey, listen, how old you in your 30s? Kanye, very controversial, but one thing he said, no new friends, okay? He has enough friends. He don't need this. Also, like being friends with coworkers is like, you should only have a very small select few. The fact that they aren't close and they've worked together for a few years, that's how it should remain. The friends that I am still close to from work, like we talk all times. And some friends I'm like, oh, like it's casual when I see them and like we get along like well and all that stuff. But like the friends I had from work where I'm like, hey, here's the things that are going on with my job, with like the big things in my life. That was not for everyone to have access to. Okay? He don't need to be friends with her. That doesn't need to happen. What they've been doing previous to the wedding, that light interaction, that's where it should stay. Okay? Begrudge him a friend. How many friends he got? I'm sure he has enough. Okay? It's not even that she's a woman. It's the fact that something's going on here. All right, something foul is in Denmark. Am I just jealous or insecure? I think you're calling it as you see it. To some extent, probably. But I do trust my husband. I just don't care to be friends, so I spend time with someone who would behave and openly talk about not wanting to be with their own spouse at their own wedding. Even if it doesn't happen again, there's something about being around someone that is very discontent in a relationship and having that energy rub off on you in a way that like you should be wary of. So even wanting to protect your peace in that way, I think is valid. And if I was newly married and a new mom like her, the last thing on my mind would be to pursue a new friendship with a male coworker. No, I agree. Or am I being what the young people call delulu? You're delulu if you do not follow your feelings, okay, girl? And even what you said, like even acknowledging maybe I am a little jealous, like you sound like a person that is very sound. Oh, I lost the damn thing. That is very sound of mind. So like the way you wrote this, the way you responded, the way you held yourself, like, am I asking yourself certain questions? I feel like you've done a lot of work. You're very introspective and like, I think you're calling it correctly. It doesn't seem like you're delulu. I think you're delulu if you don't think that this could lead to something bad, right? Whether that's bad energy coming in, whether that's causing a weird rift in your friendship, whether that's making you a little more unhappy because now you're interacting with these people more often. I think you're calling it right about wanting to distance yourself. TLDR, my husband's coworker behaved over familiarly at her own wedding towards my significant other and now would like to be friends. Is it just in my head or should I be worried? Don't be friends with that girl. Don't be friends with her. She ain't it. She wants she wants to play ball. Nasty ball, okay? Nah, like there. Yeah, no, that ain't it. And you don't have to be. I hate this thing of like it reminds me when people are like, "Oh, I'm trying to be friends with my ex." Why? You don't have to. You signed no contract saying I will remain friends and keep it. And sometimes it's like, oh, we used to be friends, but then like, well, you dated them, they mistreated you, they cheated on you, and but now for some reason you're like, I want to go back to what it was. It's not going back to what it was. That's gone. The past is in the past, right? That version of that person no longer exists. The person that's in front of you is who they are now. And they would need to make a lot of significant changes in that sense. There's a difference between being friends with an ex. Like we tried we had sex, it felt weird, so we're not going to like pursue that anymore. That's a different story versus like, no, we tried it, but things got toxic and bad. Like that, different. Things have changed. Why are you trying to like this idea of chasing the past? Let it be. The Beatles sang a song, Whisper Word. I keep singing these damn songs. Let it be. That's a good song though. Okay, one more. Group of friends, male and female, ages 25 through 35, are planning to book a group vacation in the week of my male 33's wedding. Yikes. What is the best way to respond to this? I just got a text from a friend, male 30, from this group to alert me that they have a different group app to book a vacation with 24 people, and they seem to have decided on the week of my wedding as their final date. Okay, yeah, coordinating with 24 people is hard. They are aware it's the week of my wedding. All the people I know in this group have received an invitation. Okay, so they should have blocked it off. Not even given that as an option, heard. But apparently, and it's a few of them, right? So maybe they would have had sway for the weekend. But apparently, it was one of the only weeks that they had time, and they seem to have concluded that their vacation is more important than my wedding. Yeah, that hurts. I got to say, the people in this group are not among my closest friends. Okay. I know them from the time I used to be very athletic and would partake in marathons and mud runs with these people. They are all my ordinary people. They are all more ordinary people from a small city or village with ordinary jobs like firefighter or in the military. Very different from the rest of my closer friends who are all more highly educated, worldly, and elitist. I don't know how I feel about who are all more highly educated, who have more degrees. I don't something about that feels elitist. Okay. Um you know what? I feel like I might be picking up what you're throwing down. This often sparks tension when I give a party since these groups often clash. In the past, I often had to defend my friendship with this group of people to my other friends and my ex-partner, female 32. Oh, so she left. I was very happy that my current fiance, female 32, had a better time connecting with this group. So that angers me more that the majority of this group is now deciding to bail out of my wedding. For the first time, I'm now seriously considering why I still hang out with these people. Clearly, they don't value my friendship despite me often having defended my friendship with them to others. Okay, heard. They don't realize how often I had to explain that they truly are nice people after having genuinely asked a Mexican friend, male 38, if he eats tacos and has a sombrero. They don't realize how often I have to explain. Yeah, so you're defending your elitist friends. Oh no, you're defending your quote unquote normal friends to your elitist friends, and then you're explaining to your normal friends that they didn't mean harm when they asked a Mexican guy if he eats tacos and has a sombrero. First of all, who doesn't eat tacos? Who doesn't eat? Which one of you have not gone to a Mexican restaurant, even if it was a Mexican American, like a Chipotle? Who and a sombrero like that? That is so overtly racist. And right, I'm getting exactly the kind of group that you're hanging out with. You're hanging out with a group of people that feel like they are in a certain class, and anyone that is not within that realm, they don't have this certain job, they didn't go to these certain schools, allows them to judge people in a way that, like, I'm sure the people in your friend group of your quote unquote normal friends don't feel comfortable being around that energy, because it's like, am someone going to ask you something racist, and are they going to belittle me and the work that I and the job that I have? If you're a firefighter, you are saving lives, not like the fucking banker that's over here like ring a ding ding, let me do some coke and sell some bonds. Like, you have meaning to your life, you're doing meaningful work, and I'm sure like you enjoy your job. Like, what is wrong with that? This idea of like one job is worth more than the other. No, one pays more than the other, but one is not more inherently better. Like, if they're happy and content in the work that they're doing, that's what counts. And also the personality of the person and like how caring and nice they are also matters. And I feel like these people are assholes and stupid. And I hate it when they're like, they call themselves worldly, but you're gonna go up to a Mexican guy and ask if he eats tacos and wears a sombrero. And people I know are worldly, have some sense, and they're aware of culture, the culture of the world. All right, not just, they didn't say they were white, but I really come, like, we kind of know. Jesus. The one thing I do appreciate is that two guys from this group, males 29 and male 30, with who I used to be good friends with in the past, spoke out against the idea of going on vacation in the week of my wedding and decided to not go on vacation with them. That is nice and considerate. I wonder if your other friends would do the same. Okay, moving on. I guess this is how you really learn who your friends are. Also, okay, let me finish this. There's one more paragraph. I guess my question would be how to respond to this. Should I just accept their choice or cancel my involvement with this group? I'm going boating with them this Saturday. I wonder if I should still go to discuss the situation with them, or if I should just tell them I'm not coming and I don't want to be involved with them anymore. Okay, here are my thoughts. I think if I was in this friend group and I was debating, okay, cool, like I have these bunch of other friends that I'm very close with who've been trying to plan this trip. The weekend that works the best is the weekend of your wedding. And I think about it and I'm like, oh, I'm not really excited to go to your wedding. I'd ask why. And I think about the times you throw parties, and I'm like, every time I interact with these people that you're calling your friends, especially your close friends, I feel berated. I feel belittled. I don't feel like I am welcome. I don't feel good about myself. So as much as I like enjoy you as a friend, which is why I still probably go to these parties, I don't know if I can justify putting myself in that experience, especially because even though you say that you defend them, this has happened several times, right? Because you say the fact that you defend them several times. The fact that you're willing to keep those kind of people around you, even though they have not shown the willingness to learn and be more respectful and attentive to others, shows me that you actually care more about like status with these people, which is probably why you're trying to be closer to them, rather than being around people that are good people. And let's be clear, like, you can go to a great school, you can go have a great job and make lots of money, you can come from a very rich and wealthy family and not be an asshole. So even if you're like, I want to keep around a certain group of people, right? Because we all know connections matter in the industry, in whatever industry you're in. There's nothing wrong with saying like, I want to make sure that I have these people. I would monitor how close I am to them. I would also ensure that like I would be looking for the people that have some damn sense, that are within this financial bracket, and not just take anyone that comes through, because that's how you end up in this situation. It feels like you're kind of like selling your soul for advancement, and you're trying not to, and you're trying to like straddle both sides, and it's coming to a head. And so you have to look and say, what are my morals, and what am I willing to give up? Do I really not like a lot of the things that these close friends say? If that's the case, then you need to distance yourself from them. And if you feel like you're actually closer in terms of morality standpoint, in terms of an interest standpoint, in terms of a lot of different things to these other group of people, then make sure that you're investing the time with them, regardless of their financial status. Be with the people that are going to value you for who they are and not for what they can provide. That's a word. That's a word. We ended on that. Thank you, darlings. And I'll see you next time. Bye.